Hello, everybody. We are on Reading for Vocabulary. We're starting with Unit 1. We're talking about plants, okay? My name is Brian Stewart, and thanks for joining me. We're going to learn a lot about plants in this lesson. Lesson 1, we eat flowers. We eat flowers? Do you eat roses? Of course, sometimes we eat flowers, a part of a plant. This lesson, we will focus on the plant parts. There are many parts of a plant that we eat. So normally we don't eat flowers, but sometimes we do. That's what this lesson is about. But we're also going to look at many other parts of the plant that we eat. Many other parts of the plant that we eat. So let's get started. Okay, let's start with our first word. The first word, we don't see it, but we have the definition here and we have a picture over here. Let's see the definition. Let's take a look at the definition. The definition is the part. The part. There are many parts of a plant, but we're looking at maybe one part or a few different parts, right? I am a person. I have many parts, right? Just like a plant has many parts. So we're looking at the part of a plant that we eat. We eat the part of the plant. So sometimes we have this part of the plant over here. We eat that. Sometimes it's this part of the plant, or sometimes this part of a plant. They're different parts of a plant. We eat them. What do we call that? We call those vegetable. Vegetable. If you look at the word, it looks like vegetable, but no, we say vegetable. Everybody, vegetable. So it sounds like you don't say E. Vegetable. Vegetable. Don't say vegetable, manio. Vegetable is very common, vegetable. But there's an interesting point. When I see vegetable, I think fruit. So there's a question. What is the difference between vegetable and fruit? Igo hago, otoke torani, right? How are they different? It's very simple. Think about this. Fruit has seeds. If there are seeds in it, it's a fruit. Vegetable, no seeds. A vegetable does not have seeds, no seeds. So a fruit is a part of the plant, yes. But it's only one part of the plant. It's the part that has seeds. If it has seeds, it's a fruit. So, an apple. Cut open an apple. There are seeds. An apple is a fruit. Watermelon. Mashita, right? You cut the watermelon, subak, right? Watermelon. You cut the watermelon. Wow, many seeds. Watermelon is a fruit. Vegetable, a carrot, tangan, right? You cut the carrot. Where's the seeds? There's no seeds. Carrot is a vegetable, okay? So that's how you know the difference between vegetable and fruit. But mostly in this lesson, we will talk about vegetables, okay? The parts of the plant that we eat, many parts don't have seeds. So mostly we will talk about vegetables. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next word. The next word is the part. Remember, there's many parts of a plant. We're looking at one part. The part of a plant that makes seeds. It's the part of the plant that makes the seeds before the fruit, right? It's the part of the plant that makes the seeds before it becomes a fruit. What part is it? Look at the picture. There are many pretty what? We have yellow, we have purple. What are they? Of course, we say they are flowers. Flower. Be careful, this is a little himdero, a little difficult to pronounce. F and L, right? F and L. Very difficult combination. F, 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 and L, L. Put them together. Flower, flower. That's not so hard. Flower, flower. It's the part of the plant that makes seeds. The flowers make seeds. Okay, let's move on to our next word. The next word we can see, wow, looks really bright here, right? Very green. This is the flat green part of a plant. And there are many, right? A plant has many of these. What do we call this one? One of them, what do we call it? We call it a leaf. Leaf. Here we have L and F at the end, right? Now they're apart. But L, remember L, la, 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 la. Put your tongue behind your teeth on the top, la, leaf. And then F for F, leaf, leaf. That's only one leaf. But a plant has many. So how do we make it plural? We say many leaves. Many leaves. 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 Okay? So if it's one, just one, we say it's a leaf. But of course, a plant has many. You look at a plant, you see many leaves on a plant. The flat green part of a plant. Usually green. Sometimes they're yellow. Sometimes they're orange, right? Depends. But usually they're green. The green parts of a plant. Okay, now we're on the next part of the plant. And this part, we can't see it, right? We can't see that part of the plant because it's underground. Underground? Let me write that for you. Underground. Right? This is the ground. This is the ground. It's under the ground. Underground. It's underground. The part of a plant that grows. It grows down in the dirt. It's in the dirt, right? In the dirt, it's underground. So what part of this plant is it? What do we say? What's the word there? We say that part of the plant is called the root. Root, right? Strong word. Of course, the roots are strong because they have to be strong because they hold the plant in the ground, right? These roots, we can't see them unless we pull the plant out, right? We pull the plant out of the ground, then we can see the roots. We can see the roots, right? But one root, many roots, okay? So root, root, right? Strong word, root. Okay, what's our next word? Okay, our next word, we're talking about a different part of the plant. This is this part right here. Actually, it's this whole piece right here, right? That whole thing. We're talking about that part of the plant now. Now, it's the part of a plant that holds the plant up. It holds the plant up, right? It supports the rest of the plant. It's kind of like my body, right? My trunk of my body holds my body up, right? But this part, we don't usually say trunk for a small plant. We can say what? Stem. Stem. Yes, we can say trunk for a tree, but this is a small plant. We say stem. Stem. Many plants, all plants, have a stem. The stem is like the body of a plant, right? It's like the body of a plant. It's their body, right? Some bodies are thin, some bodies are thick, right? So these are the stems of the plant, right? Some of them are thick and big, some of them are very thin and not so strong, but they are called stems. Stem, the stem of a plant, the part that holds the plant up. Okay, the next one is the part of a plant that grows into a new plant. We talked about this part before. We've mentioned it several times already. We're looking at this very small piece of the plant. That piece, that part, will fly away on the wind. It'll fall in the ground and a new plant will grow. Okay? So that's just one type of plant. Of course, there are many types of these. Sometimes people eat them, right? And they throw them away in different places and a new plant will grow. What are we talking about? We're talking about the seed. The seed. The seed of a plant. Remember when we talked about fruits and vegetables? Where is the seed? The seed is in the fruit. But not all plants have fruit. Some plants there's no fruit. Like this plant here, there's no fruit because the seeds break off and fly away on the wind. But many plants grow fruit, the seeds are in them because animals eat the fruit and they eat the seeds too. And they walk away and they go to the bathroom somewhere else. But the seeds are in that and the seeds will grow in a different location. And those are seeds, okay? So plants have many ways to spread their seeds. Okay. Now we've come here to this type of plant. We're talking about a type of plant. A long orange vegetable. So it's a vegetable. You can see it right here. You know what that is, right? We can only see part of it, but we know what the rest of it is. The rest of it is underground, right? And what did we call that? This, of course, is called the carrot, right? Before I said tangun, right? Tangun, one of the first words I learned in Korean, because carrots are very common. They're good for you. Carrots are very good for your eyes. You eat many carrots, you have good eyesight. I don't know what happened with me. I think I read too much. But if you eat many carrots, you have good eyesight, okay? But carrots are long orange vegetable. They're very good for you. Okay. Now, here we have an action. It's not a noun. We're looking for a verb, an action. To put food into your mouth and chew and swallow. Swallow it. So you chew it and you swallow it. Actually, you do three things, right? First, you put it in your mouth. That's first. Second, you chew it. And third, you swallow it, right? Make sure you chew before you swallow. Don't just put and gulp. Chew, right? Don't be so fast. Take your time. Chew your food well. But there's three actions, right? To put food in your mouth, chew it, and then swallow it. What are we talking about? Of course, we're talking about to eat. Eat, okay? So when we eat, that's what we're doing. We're actually doing three things. Put food in your mouth, chew it, and then swallow. Of course, we can also talk about the different times, right? Present tense, past tense, right? And past participle, okay? So when we talk about present tense, eat, eat. That's what we're doing now. What will we do now? Let's eat. Let's go eat, okay? And that's also a little bit of future, right? Let's eat. I want to eat now. You're talking about the present time or just a little bit in the future. What about ate? Eat, ate. I ate breakfast. Did you eat breakfast? Yes, I ate breakfast. I hope you ate breakfast, right? But you're talking about eaten a long time ago, right? I have eaten, or I've done something before, right? I have eaten breakfast. I have eaten. Have you ever eaten eggs for breakfast, right? So if you're talking about if you ever did something in your life, you have done it. You have eaten eggs, okay? So eat, ate, eaten. One more time. Eat, ate, eaten. Those are the different verb forms of this verb to eat. By the way, you should eat breakfast every day, right? Always eat breakfast. I ate breakfast today. I hope you ate breakfast today. Okay, our next word is another type of vegetable. Another type of vegetable. We saw carrot before. That's one type of vegetable. But now we have another type a vegetable. And this is the picture. You know this one, right? This is very common. Round, white. They're white, maybe a little yellow, but usually white vegetables that grow in the dirt. They grow underground, just like the carrot, right? What do we call these vegetables? We call them potato. Potato, right? You know, of course, 감자, right? 감자. Potato is very, very common. And of course, we know potatoes as potato chips, right? Potato chips are very common too, made from potatoes. And I just gave you, of course, when you talk about plural, say potatoes. Potatoes. With the E, we add ES at the end. It is potatoes. Potatoes. So potatoes, of course, are very common. You probably eat them maybe every day. If not every day, then probably many times a week, right? I'm sure you eat potatoes very often. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Now, this is also very common, especially with Korean dishes, right? I really like bulgogi, right? And I like, when I eat bulgogi, I use this to put the bulgogi in. What do we call this? A plant with large green leaves. It has many large green leaves. Okay, what do we call it? In English, we say it's lettuce. Lettuce. Now, lettuce is very similar to another vegetable we call cabbage. But cabbage is very similar, but lettuce is not so heavy. Lettuce is lighter, it's thinner, and it tastes a little bit better. Lettuce is a different kind, but cabbage, they're very close. They're like brothers, right? They're like sisters. They're very close. But lettuce or cabbage. Lettuce, of course, is very common. We use it in salads. Of course, in many Korean dishes, you can use it to eat with meat. I like to put the meat, the rice, the garlic, the onion, and the doenjang, right? 좋아요, 맛있어요, right? But we use the lettuce in many different ways, okay? We say lettuce, lettuce. It almost sounds like let us go, but it doesn't mean that, right? It's lettuce, lettuce. And that is a plant with large green leaves. Okay, here we have another type of plant that we eat, right? We eat these things right here. These actually are seeds, right? But in this case, they're soft and they're good for you. The seed of a pea plant that we eat. The seed of a pea plant that we eat. Remember, pea plant, right? That's very easy because we say pea, right? It's a pea. Peas, eat your peas. Peas are very good for you. Now, usually we don't eat the seeds of a plant, like apple seeds. They're very hard, right? They don't taste good. But we can eat peas, the seeds of a pea plant. We eat those very often. So sometimes we can eat seeds, but sometimes we don't eat the seeds, right? But in the case of peas, we eat the seeds. Okay, it's part of the plant that we eat. Okay, our next word is a verb. To have an odor. That's a verb, right? A verb. When we see to do something, we're talking about a verb. To have an odor. An odor, that means I can sense it with my nose. Right? There are good odors. That's nice. And there are bad odors. 냄새 나빠요, right? Bad odors. So, to have an odor, what is the word? What is going on here? We say that this is smell. Smell. To have an odor is to smell. There's two ways you can use this verb. One way is this, the flower smells. So in this case, the flower smells. That's a good odor. But sometimes there's a bad odor. For example, my socks smell. Smell. My sock? What is a sock? You say 양말, right? So sock is like this. It smells, right? Don't smell that. Smell. Woo, woo. It smells. My socks smell. That's one way. Another way you can use this is I smell. I smell. I smell what? My sock? No! Yuck! That's horrible, right? I smell a flower. That's much better. I smell a flower. Ah, much better, right? Don't smell your socks. Ugh, right? That's terrible, right? So my socks smell. It has an odor. It gives an odor. Some good odors and some bad odors, right? My socks smell. Or I smell a flower. So there's two ways you can use this verb. Some things smell, or people or animals smell something. So there's two ways. The flower smells. The boy smells the flower. Two ways, right? Okay, so smell. Very interesting verb. Let's move on. We're moving on to our exercises. Now we're going to match the words to the definition. Okay? So this is matching exercise. What are the words? The words are seed, vegetable, vegetable, leaf, leaf, flower, flower, stems, stems, and roots, roots. Okay? What are the definitions? Number one, these, that means not one, but many. These are many, right? These grow down in the dirt. They grow underground. What part of the plant grows underground? Remember, it's got to be strong. It has to hold that plant so that it doesn't fall over, right? Even in strong wind. They must be very strong. They grow underground. They're part of a plant. Which word is it? If you guess, roots. That's right, roots. S, because we say these, plural. These grow down in the dirt. They are roots, roots. Okay, number two. These hold the plant up. So above ground, right? What is the body of the plant, right? It supports the plant. It holds it up, right? So the plant doesn't fall down, right? So what do we call it? Again, we're looking for plural, S, these. So which word is it? Of course, we're looking at this word here, right? Stems. The stem is like the body of a plant. It holds the plant up. Okay, number three, flat green part of the plant. So it's the green part of the plant. It's flat. And there are many of them, okay? But we're just looking for one here. The flat green part of a plant. We're looking for, which one? We're looking for leaf, leaf. Not flower, because flower has many different colors and many different shapes. But leaves are usually flat and they're green. Leaf. Okay, let's move on to number 4. The plant part that makes seeds. So the part of the plant that makes seeds. It makes seeds. We talked about this before, right? Where in the plant are seeds made? Which part of the plant makes seeds? It smells good. Which part is it? It's the flower. The flower smells good. It makes seeds. And you smell a flower? Ah, the flower smells good. Okay, number 5. This grows into a new plant. A new plant. It makes a new plant. We talked about this very much, right? We talked about that very much. It grows into a new plant. Which one is it? Of course, we're looking at seed. Seed. The part that grows into a new plant. And so we have many, many plants every year. We have a seed. Number 6, the plant part that we eat. The part of a plant that we eat, and it can be the roots, it can be the leaves, it can be the flowers, it can be the seeds. The part of the plant we eat is called a vegetable. Vegetable. And remember, vegetables is the part that doesn't have seeds. Fruit is the part that does have seeds. But the part of a plant that we eat, we say vegetable. And there are many types of vegetables. Okay, let's take a short break. We'll come back and we'll do the reading section. Don't go away. Okay, let's go over the reading section for Unit 1. We're talking about plants. And very interesting, we eat flowers. But we will find out we don't just eat flowers, we also eat flowers. There are many parts of the plant we eat. Let's look. Let's begin. First sentence, do you like to eat plants? Do you like to eat plants? Of course you do. We eat plants every day. Plants are sometimes delicious and they make our bodies strong, right? So we should eat plants every day. Do you like to eat plants? Yeah, I hope so. The plant parts. We don't eat all the plant, we eat parts. The plant parts we eat are vegetables. The plant parts we eat are vegetables. Vegetables, of course, are the parts of the plant that don't have seeds. No seeds. So the roots, maybe the stem, maybe the flowers, those are all vegetables. The parts we eat are vegetables. Plants have many different parts. Of course, we learn the words. Many different parts. Roots, stem, flowers, leaves, seeds. Wow, many different parts. We use all these parts for food. Yeah, we use all of those different parts sometimes for food, right? We use all these parts for food. Wow. In the grocery store, you can buy plants. You can use those plants for food. We use all these parts for food. Let's do it one more time. Do you like to eat plants? The plant parts we eat are vegetables. Plants have many different parts. We use all these parts for food. So we eat plants, many types of plants for food. We call them vegetables. Okay. Do you like to eat carrots? We talked about carrots, 당근, right? Do you like to eat carrots? I hope so. They're good for your eyes. Carrots are vegetables, right? We talked about vegetables. There are no seeds in a carrot, so a carrot is a vegetable. They come from carrot plants. Carrots. Carrots come from carrot plants. This is a carrot plant. We don't eat the top part, right? We just eat the bottom part. But the whole part is a carrot plant. Carrots come from carrot plants. The part we eat is the root. It's the root. A carrot root is very big, right? It's the biggest part of the carrot plant. So the part we eat is the root. Roots grow down in the dirt, underground. So roots grow, they get bigger underground, in the dirt. Okay, let's do it one more time. Do you like to eat carrots? Carrots are vegetables. They come from carrot plants. The part we eat is the root. Roots grow down in the dirt. So we can see here that we eat many different parts of the plant. The carrot is the root. So some plants, we eat the roots. For example, carrots. Let's move on. Now, we have another type of plant. Many people like to eat potatoes. Many people all over the world, everywhere. People like to eat potatoes. Potatoes are everywhere, right? Many people like to eat potatoes. They, people? Potatoes. Potatoes are a very tasty vegetable. Not people. Ugh, you don't eat people. That's horrible. So they refer back to potatoes. Many people like to eat potatoes. They, potatoes, are a very tasty vegetable. Tasty? 맛있어요. It's very tasty. It's delicious. I like to eat it, right? Potatoes are a very tasty vegetable. Potatoes are stems that we eat. So the potatoes are stems of the potato plant. Here's the potato plant. Potatoes are the stems of the plant. Stems help hold a plant up. So the potato helps hold the plant up. It's very strong, of course. Let's do one more time. Many people like to eat potatoes. They are a very tasty vegetable. Potatoes are stems that we eat. Stems help hold a plant up. So we can see before, carrots are roots. We eat roots. Here we have stems, potatoes. So we eat stems of other plants. For example, potatoes. Okay, another example. We eat the leaves, the flat green part of the plant. Many plants we eat the leaves. We eat the leaves of some plants, not all plants, but some plants. Leaves are flat and green, as we can see here. Do you like to eat lettuce? This is lettuce. Lettuce is the leaf of a lettuce plant. So the leaves are very big. In the case of the lettuce, we don't eat the roots, we don't eat the stem, we eat the leaves. So this is another type of plant. Let's do one more time. We eat the leaves of some plants. Leaves are flat and green. Do you like to eat lettuce? Lettuce is the leaf of a lettuce plant. Okay, so here's another example. We saw roots, carrot, stem, potato, leaf, lettuce. So many examples of the parts of plants we eat. Peas are vegetables too. Okay, this is the next part. Peas are vegetables too. They are the seeds. So now we're talking about seeds of a plant. They, of course, are peas. Here, peas. Peas are the seeds of the pea plant. Wow, look at this picture. Really good looking peas. Ah, 맛있어요, right? Very nice, okay? We do not, no we don't. We do not eat all of the pea plant. We don't eat this part. We don't eat the leaves. We don't eat the roots. We don't eat the stems. We don't eat all of the pea plant. We eat the seeds. Only eat the seeds. We don't eat all of the plant. We just eat the seeds. Seeds grow into plants. But if we eat them, they don't grow into plants. They go into our stomach, right? Okay, so let's do one more time. Peas are vegetables too. They are the seeds of the pea plants. We do not eat all of the pea plant. We eat the seeds. Seeds grow into plants. So here's another part of the plant that we eat. Sometimes we eat roots, carrots. Sometimes we eat stems, potatoes. Sometimes we eat leaves, lettuce. And sometimes we eat seeds, peas. So many different parts of plants that we eat. Okay, next part is flower. Do you like to look at flowers? Of course you do. Flowers are very pretty. In the spring, we can see many colors: yellow, green, blue, purple. Many different colors of flowers. We like to look at flowers. All flowers make seeds. All flowers make seeds. Flowers are pretty and they smell nice, right? When we smell a flower, it smells good. We smell the flower smells good. Some flowers taste good too. Some, not all, right? Don't go and eat a rose, blah, right? That's horrible, right? But some flowers taste good. The top parts of broccoli are flowers. Broccoli, what is broccoli? This is broccoli. You know broccoli. You see it in the supermarket. Your mother cooks it for meals. It's good, very good vegetable. But this is broccoli. The top parts of broccoli are flowers. This is the flower. That means we eat flowers. It's strange, right? That's why it says that means. That means it's surprising. Oh, I didn't know that. When we think, do we eat flowers? No, we don't eat flowers, blah, like roses, but sometimes we do. It's surprising. Wow, that we eat broccoli. Broccoli is a flower. That's surprising. So we eat flowers. Very interesting. And you can see many different parts of the plant that we eat. Let's do one more time. Do you like to look at flowers? All flowers make seeds. Flowers are pretty and smell nice. Some flowers taste good too. The top parts of broccoli are flowers. That means we eat flowers. So you see, we eat all parts of the plant. We eat the roots. We eat the stem. We eat the leaves. We eat the seeds. And we eat the flowers. Sometimes, not always. We don't eat all parts of all plants. We only eat different parts of different plants. And we can see many different examples. Okay, let's move on to our reading comprehension. How well do you remember the reading? In this case, we have a sentence and a blank, beep, right? And we have many choices. Here we have, this story is about beep, right? What is the beep? What is the blank? A, animals. B, silverware. Silverware, forks and spoons and knives. Silverware and chopsticks. Vegetables. C, vegetables. D, peanuts. You know peanuts. Peanuts are seeds, right? We eat peanuts often. They're good for us. Peanuts. So this story is about what? What are we talking about in this story? We're talking about the parts of plants that we eat. The roots, the stems, the leaves, the seeds, and the flowers. All those parts of the plant are called animals? No. Silverware? Forks, knives, and chopsticks? No. Vegetables? Vegetables. That's it, right? It's vegetables. Okay? Not peanuts, but vegetables. Vegetables are all the different parts of a plant. Many different parts of a plant. We're talking about vegetables. We're talking about roots. We're talking about stems. We're talking about leaves. We're talking about seeds. We're talking about flowers. These are all vegetables, right? We eat those. So this story is about vegetables. We talked about all of these things. They are all vegetables. Okay, number 2. Carrots are what? We're looking at the part of a plant. A, stems. B, leaves. C, seeds, and D, roots. So, what part of the plant is a carrot? Are carrots stems? Do they grow above the ground and they hold the plant up? No, they're not stems. Are carrots leaves? Are they flat and green? No, carrots are round and long and orange, so they are not leaves. Are carrots seeds? Does a carrot make a new plant? A new carrot plant? No, carrots are not seeds, right? Are carrots roots? Yes, we said carrots are roots. So carrots are roots of the plants. Okay. Number 3. Peas are the beep of the pea plant. So again, we're looking for a part of the plant. Here we have A, seeds, B, tops, C, roots, and D, blood. Blood. Blood, of course, is inside animals. It's the red liquid. If you cut yourself, red water, red blood comes out. Not water, but it's like water. It's a liquid. Red blood comes out. Peas are the blood of the pea plant? Ugh, no, we know that right away. No. So peas are the roots of the pea plant? They're the roots? They grow underground? No, they're not the roots. Peas are the tops, the very top of the pea plant? No, peas are not the tops. Peas are the seeds of the pea plant. Yes, peas are the seeds. We talked about that, right? They're the part of the plant seeds that we eat. Okay. Let's take a look at our chart here. This is a chart of the plant. And this is what our reading passage and our unit is about. We can eat different parts of the plant. What are some examples? Here on the top we have seed. Seed. So what is an example of us eating the part of the plant that is a seed? What is an example? Of course, we talked about peas, right? We eat peas. Those are the seeds of a plant. Okay. What about flower? Do we eat flowers? Yes, on some plants we eat the flowers. For example, broccoli. Broccoli. We talked about that, right? So the broccoli is actually the flower of the plant. We eat that. Broccoli. What about the stem? Do we eat the stem of some plants? Yeah, sure. What was the example? Do you remember kamja? Kamja, of course, is potato. Potato. Potato is the stem of a plant. What about leaf? Do we eat leaves of plants? Yes, you bet. We do eat leaves of plants. What is an example of that? Our example is lettuce. Lettuce. Okay? Finally, we have roots. The roots of a plant. What do we eat? What's an example of a root that we eat? Very common. Tangun, right? Of course, it's carrot. Carrot. So let's review very quickly. Peas. We have peas, broccoli, potato, lettuce, carrot. And these are all different parts of the plant. The plant parts that we eat. So there are many different plants in our world. We don't eat all the plant. We eat parts of different plants, right? And we can see many different examples of the plants we eat. So, what are you having for dinner tonight? When you eat your dinner, think about the part of the plant you will eat. And hopefully it will be very delicious, right? So eat your dinner well, and I hope you eat some parts of the plants with your dinner. Remember, plant parts are very good for you, very healthy. So eat vegetables, eat a lot of vegetables. Okay, that wraps it up for this lesson. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.